I'm from 60 singles, man. Let's show them one time, man.
You want to see that dog? That dog.
That's one dog. What about the dog there?
That's a 5.
Let's show them, man.
You want another 5? But you want another 5?
What's that, 75?
Oh, yeah, we getting money out of it.
I'm interviewing Miss LaToya Davis, the mother of Krisstyle Cotton, the young man that was shot in Kinston, North Carolina, by a bystander, a passerby, when he was in an altercation with deputy sheriffs. How are you doing today, Miss Davis?
I'm doing okay, I guess.
Okay, that's understandable. I wanted to talk to you today about the incident that took place with your son on the 20th of last month.
Okay.
To the best of your knowledge, what took place on that day?
From what I know, he was sitting up under like 2 trees, basically had his headphones on, listening to his music, and he said that 2 guys came up, but then they left, and then the sheriffs came up and they told him that he was trespassing. So he asked them to show him proof or ask them who land it was that because he didn't feel like he was trespassing. I guess that he didn't see any no trespassing signs or private property signs or anything. So he felt comfortable enough to sit in that area and just listen to his music and meditate.
Okay. And as he was sitting there meditating, the police approached him. Do you know what took place at that time?
He stated that after they told him that he was trespassing, like I said, he asked them to show him. And he said that he sat there for at least 10 seconds. And they was like, okay, you don't want to move, then you're coming with us, buddy. And I guess they grabbed him and they was handling him in the wrong way. He basically said that the officer was aggressive with him, like threw him on the ground, put his knee in his back. From there, I like I said, I wasn't there. I can't tell you what transpired, but I feel like I said, he was in fear for his life. So as he was tussling with the sheriffs, they claimed that their body cams fell off, which Ronnie Ingram stated there was an act of God for the body cams to fall off. I'm still not understanding that part because I've actually seen a sheriff show me how hard that the body cams are. But he said that both of the body cams fell off. While he was in a tussle with the sheriffs, the bystander just came up and shot him. Just shot him in the stomach, and the sheriffs let him go. Like, they didn't attempt to lock him up. They asked him to put the weapon down, and that's what he did. But they let this man take the weapon and leave.
Wow. Do you know if it was a handgun or a rifle or a shotgun?
From someone that was on the scene stated that it was a rifle with a scope on it, like a deer hunting rifle.
Okay. And the hospital hasn't divulged, what caliber of weapon it was that hit him?
They did not. I don't think that. I know the bullet entered and went back out of him.
Okay.
He shot him in the stomach and it went out his back. He's been charged with 2 counts of assault on government officials, which they say is 2 felonies, a trespassing charge, and 2 counts of resisting arrest.
Okay. Does he have adequate legal representation?
He does not have adequate legal representation. For one, I can't. I mean, I don't know what to do about that. He's never been in any trouble. I've never had to have a lawyer. So no, he doesn't.
Okay.
He definitely needs it. He needs help. I need help trying to figure out what to do about getting legal representation. I really need help.
Absolutely. Have you been able to talk to Sheriff Ingram since this took place?
I have not. I have called down there twice. The first time they sent me to Annex, and I ended up talking to Calhoun. The second time I went to the courthouse, I had a couple of people there with me, to talk about the situation or to help me with the situation. And they told me that he was booked up, he was busy, and they ended up sending Dawson. So I have not been able to speak to Ronnie Ingram at all.
one thing that I noticed is that a lot of people around here don't even know what's happening. They don't even know about this incident.
They don't. Because a lot of people, I'll say, well, you know, my son got shot. Well, no, I didn't know that, or I haven't seen anything about it. Like, it was just briefly on the news and nobody else said anything about it. Nobody's saying anything about this man that shot him. We don't know his name or nothing.
Right. Why do you think they're trying to keep this so quiet?
I don't know. I honestly don't know why they're trying to. I can't say that. I feel like it's because they know that it's wrong. And at first, they didn't release my son's name because I felt like if they had to release my son's name, they would have had to release the man's name that shot him. They still never said my son's name. The only reason people know that it's my son is because I put it out there that it was my son. I really feel like because it's election time. That's what I feel like.
And in a town this small, how ironic is that people don't know what's going on? Everybody know everybody's business and talking about everybody's business
Everything,
around here.
all the time.
So for them not to know about this, that was a red flag immediately for me. Mm-hmm. It's a continuous red flag. So, to your knowledge, was race a factor in this case?
I kind of feel like it is because had the roles been switched, had it been two black sheriffs and a white guy out there tussling, and the black guy came up and shot the white guy to help out the black people, then I feel like they would have locked him up immediately. Yes.
I think he might would have even got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously it didn't play out that way. What about community?
Really do. And they probably would have released the black guy name or came up and shot but they won't release this man's name, and he was Caucasian, by the way.
Okay. So the other three people, the deputy sheriffs and the man that shot him, were all Caucasian.
Mm-hmm. It was a female deputy.
A female deputy.
Male deputy. Okay. And then an older Caucasian guy. He had on sunglasses, gray beard.
Okay. And what about community support? Have people reached out to you from the community? Because I know there's some activists around here that like to get out in the street and deal with this type of thing.
At first, I had a couple of people. I'm not going to state their names because I don't know if it's okay to state their names. But I had a couple of people reach out to me, and then it just stopped. Preferably this week, it really slowed down. Nobody has reached out to me or nothing. So I really, honestly, I don't know. Like, no.
I keep it real, and we keep it real on CHIRAQ magazine. Do you think that there's an intimidation factor going on with this case?
I do. I feel like they're telling people not to help because all of a sudden this week it's election week. Now nobody is reaching out to help me. But last week everybody was reaching out. Oh, call this person, do this, do that. But this week nobody's really saying anything.
Okay. Going forward from this point, what would you like to see happen in this case? What looks like justice for you in this case?
This man needs to be locked up. He needs to do some time for this because it's not okay for anybody to just shoot somebody. That's just like me and you out here. We fighting. Mm-hmm. You whoop me, and my son don't like the fact that you beat me up and he just come up and shoot you. Now I'm not even going to use that as an example. Scratch that because you a male and I'm a female. Yeah. But that's just like you and another man out here fighting, and I feel like he getting the best of you and I just come up and shoot him because he getting the best of you. No. If you're going to fight somebody or you just going to take that ass whooping. Excuse me for saying it like that, but you're going to take it.
And not only that, though, the authorities had several other
options.
Means. Yeah.
They had tasers, they had mace, they had guns. They didn't feel the need to use neither one of those items. So why should you just feel like you could just come up and just shoot somebody? I just feel like he felt like the sheriffs weren't doing a good enough job for him. So that's what he did. He could have helped them. He could have assisted them. He could have tried to restrain him. He could have gave him a warning shot. He could have pointed the gun at him. He just plain out bluntly just shot him right there in front of the sheriffs.
So how's your son doing?
He's doing okay, but he's not okay. Like this, it's taking a toll on him, physically and mentally.
Physically, wow. Well, we're gonna be praying for your son and you and your family, and
thank you.
We hope that y'all, get through this, and we definitely hope that you get justice in this matter.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm like, well, what if he'd have shot the sheriff? What if he'd have shot one of them? And they basically told me that my son still would have got locked up for it, for him making a mistake shooting one of the sheriffs because he was trying to shoot my son.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And who told you this?
The sheriff. The sheriff would have said my son still would have been charged. It would have been my son's fault.
To be clear, Ronnie Ingram is the sheriff.
Well, no.
Okay.
It wasn't. Like I said, I have not spoke to Ronnie Ingram.
Right.
So no, it wasn't Ronnie Ingram. It was Calhoun.
Okay.
It was Calhoun, and he also told me that it's okay for a bystander or someone that has a gun permit or has a license to carry, if they feel like my life is in danger and I'm out here and I'm fighting somebody and somebody's choking me as we're, in a scuffle, it's okay for someone that has a gun permit or someone that has license to carry for them to get out their car or just walk up and just shoot this person. Because they feel like it's self-defense. But I'm trying to figure out, how is it self-defense if it's not them that's in the situation?
Well, I'm aware that, if it's in defense of a loved one, like your wife or your child or something, that you can use deadly force. Yeah. And not only that, they were trained police officers. So I definitely feel like you have...
How can you protect their lives like that but can't protect somebody else? It's just like if my boyfriend beating her to the point of her becoming unconscious or whatever, is it okay for me to shoot him to get him off of her?
I'm some 60 singles, man. Let's show him one time, man.
You want to see that dog? That's dog.
That's one dog. What about the dog?
That's a 5.
Let's show him, bitch.
You want another 5?
What that 75?
But you want another 5?
What that 75?
Oh yeah, we getting money out of it.
Stop talking, nigga.